Hi, Taurus rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 28th of April until the 4th of May. So, welcome back, Taurus rising. We are in the middle of a significant shift. I'm curious how you feel. But to understand where we are going, we have to recognize those internal rearrangements you have been undergoing. So, last week, Venus met Uranus directly on your ascendant at the very end of your sign. And you likely experienced a profound, sudden, perhaps even jarring upgrade to your identity. You were pushed to detach from old habits, old looks, old ways of presenting yourself to the world. It was pretty much the annual final exam. Hopefully, you have passed. Now we move into the current sequence. So Venus entered Gemini and then it made a sextile to Neptune. This week it makes a trine to Pluto and Juno, square to the nodes, as well as a sextile to Saturn. So Venus gets a huge attention, and that's you. Venus rules you. So the energy is shifting rapidly from identity revolution to more of a practical manifestation. So you're being asked to take that new awakened sense of self and anchor it into your professional status, into your personal values. So Venus is transiting your second house, the house of, beginning first house and then second house. So that's the house of self and income. And the Pluto trine in your 10th house, the career, the reputation, the public status. So it's about you becoming a professional authority. It's not just about working all the time. You are altering how you generate value, how you generate income, how the world perceives your worth. With Juno also sitting in your 10th house, you're entering this new long-term commitment, maybe a contract, maybe a career milestone that demands you treat your skills with total respect. Maybe you are ready to speak up about your pay rise. You are shedding that steady and slow mask and stepping into a position where you can own your financial power. It feels like it gives you a bit of a bravery as well. It's not necessarily about working harder. It's about commanding the respect you deserve, commanding the respect for all the things that you do. Maybe you have been feeling undervalued in your career, or your self-worth has been a little tethered to steady income that doesn't reflect your growth. So let's negotiate for a higher status or autonomy. Audit your assets. What is your time actually worth? Raise your rates or even raise your expectations. Now, this also could talk to you about, of course, a new job opportunity as well. Hmm. But we hit a tension point. Venus is still moving through your second house, squares the lunar nodes, and the nodes are very much sitting in your 11th house and 5th house. And um, a square to the node is always a decision-making point. So you have to be making a decision whether you are going to be just putting up a show or you're just going to go with the flow and then see how it might play out. It really feels like that it's all about you, not necessarily just trying to earn the money. You generate an income by connecting, for example, with an audience. This is potentially talking to you about it's a classic tension between your personal desires and the need to invest into your creative joy against the collective responsibilities. So you might want to be spending money to keep up appearances with your social circle or kind of like buying that creative validation. But actually, you need to be focusing on your own financial stability. Hebe enters your second house as well, and Hebe is the archetype of youthful service. So, in the house of resources, it's about you stopping or you stop trying to force your money to buy happiness and start looking at how your innate talents can actually serve others very much profitably. Maybe you have to walk away from the idea of not wanting to be on a stage or choosing a small platform or focusing actually on the money from a short-term goal point of view, like, well, I just need to survive this month. I need to survive that month. What if I'm going to start seeing the bigger picture? It feels like you have been feeling a bit of a financial pressure, but instead of overcommitting to obligations towards friends? How can you monetize your natural gifts? That's what you have to be asking yourself. What type of a service I can give to others, which might become more of a financially lucrative? Or are you kind of like this generous provider? Or are you this stressed out spender? Now we've got a Mercury and Chiron conjunction also happening in your 12th house. And this is where you manage your hidden anxieties. But this tries to bring a healing moment to your life. So maybe it's about you speaking your truth about self-sabotaging patterns, facing a hidden fear that you have been keeping quiet because I don't want to be vulnerable. Then Mercury shifts into your first house. So you are hopefully have healed your subconscious. And now you start building a better reality. So let's finalize a personal plan, have a grounded, truthful discussion with yourself. And once Mercury hits your first house, your mind becomes incredibly solid, incredibly practical. So therefore, we can sign personal agreements, set clear long-term expectations for your own life. We pretty much close the week with the moon going out of bound, as well as Shiva entering your 12th house as well. And the moon is going to be spending most of its out of bound time in the sign of Sagittarius. So that's your 8th house, the house of psychology and shared resources, intimacy. So it's about you having to be honest about your dependencies. Maybe you feel this intense urge to handle shared finances or to deeply understand your own emotional triggers as well as psychological complexes. While Shiva in your 12th house brings the transformative destructions there, it is destructing the old inefficient patterns of self-sabotage that has been hiding kind of in that blind spot of your brain. So you have got certain type of instincts towards shared assets and psychological complexes. You might be receiving these sudden insights about power dynamics in your relationships. But Shiva says the real action is behind the scenes, something that is getting projected onto others. A hidden fear or an unconscious habit is holding you back or draining your peace and resources. Break it. Build a better inner foundation. You are the architect of your own sanity. And something in your life that is kind of like has become a dead weight, you're going to have to be aggressive about it and cutting them out. So it really feels like that the universe is asking you to get serious about how you handle power. You are building a public life that supports your boundaries, and no one should ignore them. I'm not going to allow, I don't know, employers, for example, to ignore my personal autonomy. And don't let the fear of being exposed hold you back. So good luck, and I will see you in my next forecast. Take care. Bye-bye.